Good afternoon. Welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to do a wrap-up of all the work done on Battle Prairie. So far this year, the earliest thing I've done in here this year was do a basil bark treatment. And Battle Prairie is from the top of the hill all the way to the end of our land on this road here. This is where I was doing the battle with the pigweed and the garlic mustard. You can see the garlic mustard is making a comeback right there. I'm going to get in here and do a little bit of 2,4-D spraying before the end of the year. But for the most part, this is done. So what I've done is I did the basil bark treatment very, very early in the year, right after the snow left. And that killed back a whole bunch of these smaller trees. The plan is to kill back to the larger trees back there. It's about 20 to 30 feet back. You can see that big oak right there. I believe that, no, that's a birch right there, but there's some bigger trees back a little bit, and then we've got a bunch of little tangled up trees towards the road, which I'm getting rid of. They're just too close to the road and it's full of invasives. So what I'm doing is planting prairie grasses in here, but the first thing planted was this perennial rye. And the perennial rye is doing pretty damn good wherever it was seeded. The bare spots back there are from the last application of 2,4-D on the garlic mustard. There was big patches of it. So that's already been seeded with a couple different things, but mostly perennial rye. So along the road here, whenever I take a walk, I generally bring some seed with me. So I've scratched in various stuff along the road, but I did the entire road with June grass one time, and then I did the entire road with prairie drop seed another time, and then I've put Indian grass here and there throughout, further in a bit and on the side of the hill, like right here. I took the rake, scratched that back, planted Indian grass, raked it in, and then pushed the leaves back over it to keep it damp. You can see all this stuff right here needs to be killed back again. We've got garlic mustard right there, and I'm not sure, but there's brambles right there. All that's going to be killed back. So I got one more spray of 2,4-D here, but other than that, it's pretty much done. And the last thing I did was today I came through and did a hack and squirt. Should be able to see it on, you can see it on that tree right there. Yep, it looks like blood. It's got red dye in it. And did it on here. So all these trees are going to die back and let much more sun in here in the spring. So in the spring, first thing I'm going to do is come in here and rake in some seed very early in the year. And well, actually I'm going to rake in some cool season grass very early in the year. And then I'll put in some warm season grass a little bit later. When the ground warms to about 60 degrees or so, I'm going to rake in a little bit of warm season grass, just to get some extra seed in here. I don't know how much of this perennial should all come back next year, come back very strong. I don't know how much of the stuff I just planted will come up. So next year, as I yank weeds and kill out parts where there's big patches of garlic mustard coming back, any dead patches that the garlic mustard leaves, I'll just plant Indian grass. This will be mostly Indian grass in here. So there's the big oak. I hacked and squirted most of the trees around there, so that should be fairly clear. That'll be in the middle of a prairie right there. After 2 to 3 years, then I'll start adding the flowers. I can't add flowers right away because I need to use 2,4-D to kill back the invasives. Once the invasives are at bay, then I'll add different prairie flowers and stuff in here. So that's where we're at with this. It doesn't look all too hot right now. I mean, I kind of like the look of the shiny perennial rye down there, and this whatever grass. I believe this was down that way as well. I can't remember. I looked it up what it was, and I can't remember at the moment. I will identify this as soon as it starts to go to seed. It should be fairly easy. It's a fairly distinctive looking grass. It looks nice. I would like it to stay if it's not introduced species. So I'm walking Maisie and Izzy. They behave really well together. They just ignore each other now. It was a problem when Izzy was a little pup. She really wanted to attack Maisie, and Maisie does not put up with that. I was afraid Maisie was gonna make the little puppy bleed, but she never did. So now they just put up with each other and leave each other alone for the most part. So that's about it. This will be cleared back to, I don't know if you can see where it greens up back there again, which is probably 30 feet. This will all be cleared out. I'm going to go in late this fall, once the grass dies back this fall. I'm going to go in and take out a whole bunch of these little trees and haul them out of here. Some of them I'm going to stack up for habitat, but there's too much for that, so some of it's just getting hauled out and burned. If it's big enough, it's going to go into the firewood bin. Maisie really likes the tall grass out behind the house. She is really going to love having a savanna back there where she can do her hunting. Because she can walk in between these are all clump grasses, so as they mature, there's like spaces in between them, and they make habitat for nesting birds, and it's pretty cool stuff. Yeah, stuff like this. I'm not sure what kind of grass that is. I hope it's one of mine. I have planted all along here, off and on, all summer, so some of my stuff will be coming up well, some of the stuff is up. I just can't identify what's what. When it's young, it all looks the same. And the first year stuff usually doesn't look like much of anything until way late in the year with these warm season grasses. Well, this is cool season, perennial rye. I believe it is. I'm going to have to look that up. Izzy, get over here. I was just saying you were nice. Go. Okay, that's going to wrap it up. So, I'm hoping to look back on this next fall and have, 2-3 foot tall grass minimum. The Indian grass will get 6 feet tall. And have most of this area cleared out all these little trees out of here. The big dead ones, I'm most likely just going to let them go. These were all killed by the emerald ash borer. This was a whole bunch of ash in here. That's what started this whole thing. All these ash died, let a lot of light in here, and that's what allowed the garlic mustard to take over. So now we're going to try, a combination of dense grass and, well, we'll have dense grass going into the woods as well with Virginia rye and other plants at the edge of the woods, and hopefully choke that stuff out. We'll have to do some hand yanking of the garlic mustard after that, once we got everything established. So if you want to see the progress on this stuff, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon so you're notified when I post new videos. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And sharing the video and giving us a like really helps the channel out a lot. Thanks for watching and have a great day.